Long, long ago, there was a beautiful woman named Maria in a small town in Mexico, hundreds of years ago, or so they say. She was the most beautiful woman in town, and everyone would say, Maria is the most beautiful woman in the world. I will only marry the most handsome man in the world. And she would never look at other men in town. She would refuse to even speak to them. She also felt she was way better than any of the other girls in town because she knew her beauty was overwhelming. So then one day a ranchero arrived in town. He was very handsome, and she thought, this is the man of my dreams, the most handsome man in the world, and I will marry him. He thought the same thing, since she was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. They later married and had 2 kids. They lived happy for several years until he began his travels. He would come every few months to visit his 2 kids, but he would only come to see the children, not Maria. He would ignore his beautiful wife, and she would be outraged. One day, as they were walking the river banks, the 2 children and Maria, he passed by on a horse with a beautiful young woman. This broke Maria's heart, as he only introduced the children and not Maria. Her anger made her drown her 2 children in the river, swimming away, their bodies floating, and she became upset. She regretted what she did. So she began to cry and cry and cry. Some say she cried herself to death. Some say she drowned herself. The next day, after they put her body to rest, they began to hear her screaming by the riverbank. Screaming, "Ay, mis hijos," which meant, my children, oh my children. But it was too late. She would forever be condemned to live in hell, looking for her 2 children. They say she appears in the middle of the night, so beware. Because once the clock hits 12 midnight, she might be looking for her children. This is the story of La Llorona. So first thing I'm going to do is take light blue, mix it with the white and a little bit of green to get more of a deadly look on the face. So that's what I'm going to mix together. Okay, so for now, we're just going to cover the face. And then I will then add some to like my my chest area and anywhere that's going to be seen. Alright, so now I'm just going to do my eyebrows. Then I'm going to make them thinner and more arched. So, I don't know, just a little bit more like old-fashioned and sexy. sexy, I guess. Alright, so now that I'm done with my eyebrows, alright, so now we are going to begin on the eyes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a red lip liner, so any lip liner you have, and I'm going to apply this inside my waterline, like right by the lash line. And then just line the bottom lash line. It's okay, it's messy, because then you want to smudge it out. Alright, so now I'm going to smudge it all with just my finger, because we want her to look very sickly and tired. I mean, because this woman cries herself out, so yeah. So alright, so now I'm going to take like a mid-tone brown, and I'm just going to apply it all throughout my crease. I'm just going to define the eye. And you want to take it all the way to the inner part. Now I'm going to take a deep red, like burgundy eyeshadow type of color, and I'm just going to place that in the inner corner. And in case you're wondering, I'm using this palette by The Balm. It's the Nude Tude palette. So that sexy shade is great for making the eyes look sunken in. So I'm applying that all around the inner corner, like that. And now I'm taking it right here under the eye area. I'm going to give her really dark under eye circles. And then just blend whatever is left upwards. So, alright, so I'm also going to add a purple right here. Like that. So we want that under eye area to look bruised and tired. And I'm taking the black again and just going half, like from the middle of the crease down to where our dark circle is more deep. Okay, so before I do my top lash line, I'm going to contour with like grays and gray. I'm gonna mix gray, black, and brown to just get like that hollow looking look on the cheekbone. So I'm gonna take that same brush and I'm going to do it really precise first. And then you want to bring it downwards. And then you want to just blend it a little bit. So since this woman was feminine and pretty, I'm going to just give her a winged liner and add some falsies. Alright, so after I do that, I'm going to take a pair of red cherry number 43s and apply them as soon as the lash glue gets tacky. And now I'm going to add a little bit of like a green to the forehead. Alright, so now I'm going to create a wound. So I want her to look, you know, very zombie-like. So I'm going to take some lash glue and put it around this part. I had already put a layer, but I wanted it to dry. Alright. Then we're going to take some toilet paper, rip a piece, and roll it, and then place it where you place the lash glue. So you just want to push it and it will stick. I do have liquid latex, but for some reason the liquid latex gives me kind of an allergic reaction. So I am just using my lash glue, which works just as fine. So I really, you know, something small. It's not like we're going to be molding anything. So you also want to put it around because you want it to really stick on there. So now I'm just creating one on my forehead. So now that we formed where we will have our open wounds, I am going to let it dry for a bit. Alright, so now that our liquid latex is dry and we can now apply, now we can begin to form it into what it's supposed to look like. So you're going to need a red cream color. You're going to need a black and a white and maybe a purple or blue. That just depends, you know, how much contrast you want. First, I'm going to take the red. So you're going to need a synthetic brush and preferably flat, and begin to apply the red inside. So just apply it all inside the wound. Like that. Alright, so now that you got your red done, you're going to want to now apply something, leave a little bit of the lightness. So you're going to want to leave a little bit of the lightness on the top sections. So now with my finger, I'm going to apply a little bit of the white to the highest parts. And now just randomly push the red wherever, but not getting rid of all the white showing through, because that's just going to make it look more realistic. So I'm just leaving some of the highest parts white. Okay, so now we're going to want to make like the deeper parts. So inside we're going to make it deeper. So you're just going to take the black and push it in the outline inside through the inside. Alright, so now with my finger, I'm just going to push more of the red in. And then just tap it all around with my finger. Alright, so now the makeup is complete. To my lips, all I did was take a little bit of the white that was left and apply it to the center kind of the lips, and then yeah, this is the final look. Oh, to the dress, I really messed it up, made it look extremely dirty, and also my hands, because you know she must have blood on her hands. The final look for the weeping woman, La Llorona. So yeah, hope you guys like this, and thank you guys for watching. Happy Halloween.